cheap. The Masters, this weekend on CBS. When you visit or work... Some breaking news to pass along this evening, live at 5. 3 months after a tornado tears through Bamberg, South Carolina, SCDOT crews have now reopened US 301 for traffic. That road was shut down since January the 9th when the tornado caused buildings to collapse right there in the street. The demolition of a collapsed building really helped clear the way and reopen Highway 301 in that section. Power outages and fallen trees kept multiple agencies very busy with cleanup today. You're looking at just some of the damage we were able to find earlier. Areas including Sardis and Girard in Burke County, as well as Barnwell and Blackville, were among those hit the hardest by some strong wind this morning. There are a number of reports of trees on homes, though most of the damage has been cleared up. Earlier today, hundreds dealt with power outages as a result of all that. At least one person injured in Burke County from a falling tree limb. All that behind us now. Thankfully, no damage to report at Augusta National. But you know, last year, 3 big pine trees came crashing down during play right near number 17. Back out now to Meredith Anderson at Augusta National. And Meredith, aside from some gusting wind, the weather's really looking good for tomorrow right through the weekend.
And also, so are the chances, some say, of Rory McIlroy making history at this year's Masters. He is a green jacket short of a career Grand Slam, and some say this year could be his year.
Thanks to bad weather, this year's tournament got off to a late start. But when the rain stopped Thursday and the gates finally opened, maybe another storm cloud lifted too, the one that seemed to hang over Rory McIlroy's head. This might be his 16th Masters appearance, but it's his 10th attempt at completing a career Grand Slam.
As he gets older, it gets tougher.
6-time Masters champ Jack Nicklaus would know. He was 26 when he did it. Gary Player was 29. Tom Watson was never able to do it, despite his 2 green jackets.
You had the PGA, right?
I had a 5-shot lead.
Yeah, Arnold had the PGA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it isn't. I mean, is Tom Watson good enough to win the Grand Slam? Absolutely. Was Arnold Palmer good enough to win the Grand Slam? Absolutely. Is Rory McIlroy good enough to win the Grand Slam? Absolutely. But they've got to do it.
It's a club so exclusive, there are only 5 members. Tiger Woods is one of them.
No question he'll do it at some point. Rory's too talented, too good.
It's flattering. It's nice to hear, in my opinion, the best player ever to play the game say something like that. So, yeah.
But timing, that can be everything. And when the LIV Tour started recruiting players, Rory McIlroy carried the torch for the PGA.
But I think for him, this is more personal now, right? He needs this and really wants it.
Wouldn't it be poetic if he was going into Sunday against, someone like a DJ or someone on the LIV side, and just add that extra pressure on that side? It would be, a lot of fun to see.
And much like the delayed start to this year's Masters, it's always better late than never.
Someone also trying to make history out here at this year's Masters, Tiger Woods. He has a shot at breaking a Masters record and tying another one. We caught up with Tiger on the range today before he teed off late this afternoon. If he makes the cut, he will hold the record for most consecutive cuts at the Masters. It's a record he tied at 23 with Gary Player and Freddie Couples last year. But the one Tiger's really chasing this week, a 6th green jacket. Right now, Jack Nicklaus has 6, the most ever. Tiger has 5, and Tuesday, he said he thinks he can do this one more time. Today, I asked Jack Nicklaus what he thought about Tiger's chances and if he thinks his record is safe.
20 years ago, I said Tiger had a chance to win more than Arnold and I had put together, and that would have been 10. And he probably did if he hadn't been injured. But I think he's got a tough way to go to win. Would I think that he'll certainly hit the ball well enough to do so? Whether he physically can handle what has to happen with it and he's also got to be able to score better than everybody else too. That's part of the deal.
Certainly is part of the deal. Now, Tiger said also that his ankle no longer hurts after surgery to fuse it, but he says he is constantly in pain. Other places in his body have kind of absorbed that pain, like, for example, his knee and his back. And, you know, Richard, this is a place that awards experience, and you never can count Tiger Woods out. So even after all of this, and the pain that he's in and the surgeries that he's had, you can always think of him as possibly in the mix. And we have a recent example of that. 2019.
Yep.
It's always possible.
As you pointed out, that was his fifth. 27 years after his first green jacket. I mean, what a remarkable run. And Nick Proto talked about Tiger starting today with a birdie on number 1. There's a statement right there.
A big statement, and the crowd roars whenever he does anything. So it will be interesting to see, of course, what happens when the cut happens, and then maybe he breaks a record, and then we'll see what happens on Sunday.
What a great moment. I've got chill bumps again for the
I
update
know,
time
right?
this week.
Yes.
Meredith Anderson live at Augusta National Forest. Also in the news today, it's a week that is really a crucial lifeline for one local nonprofit. Over the years, events like Wrdw have helped the First Tee of Augusta really expand for lots of kids to get them into the game of golf. As Hallie Turner tells us, First Tee is expanding to bring the love of golf beyond Richmond and Columbia counties.
Eyes from around the world are on Augusta this week for one thing: golf. But once the dust settles and patrons go home, the work continues to create more accessibility in golf for CSRA children who didn't think they would ever get a shot. And leaders here at First Tee of Augusta say it's all thanks to fundraising events during the tournament week.
First Tee of Augusta serves children right here in Richmond, Columbia, Burke, and McDuffie counties. Those who live in Columbia and Richmond County can easily get to the course. But the challenge First Tee is currently facing is families who live in Burke and McDuffie counties can't get here that easily, which is why leaders say they rely heavily on fundraisers during tournament week to help for generations to come.
And we do our fundraisers, Wrdw, things like that, is so that we can offset the cost for the people who need it most. Students who may need clubs, we get lots of donated clubs, we get lots of donated apparel, shoes, things like that. So to be able to offer those things, golf balls, everything that you need to really learn this game and to thrive in it, those funds help us.
Coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we take a deeper look into how Tournament Week is helping First Tee expand their footprint in more communities, and how you can play a part, even if you're not from Augusta.
And what a great event. And another new event benefiting First Tee of Augusta is happening this evening. It's Camp Jane. It's a sold-out event happening at Topgolf this evening. They're going to have a mix of challenges and games and more for families to enjoy. Audrey Dick Herber is going to be there for more on how this event goes and how it supports First Tee. Coming up tonight at 11. Live at 5, we're taking another look at traffic. This is Washington Road near Alexander Drive, a very busy intersection as people come and go. People may be still arriving at the course because there's a lot of golf yet to be played. But do remember, later on, watch out for the pedestrians. Give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going, because later this evening, as it gets dark, a lot of people are going to be coming off that golf course and into their cars and into traffic just as the sun sets. So do be extra careful if you're heading out around Augusta this evening.
Absolutely. Luckily, the weather does look mostly dry for us the rest of tonight and through the weekend, but it is going to stay windy out there tomorrow. We'll have that full forecast coming up.
Time and Temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team. Introducing the
7-day forecast. We are going to see beautiful weather through the weekend, and as we head into next week, feeling a little bit like summertime by next Thursday.
You know, it's that time of year where every restaurant and bakery is making golf-themed bites, and this next spot is no exception. You can get in on some specialty cheesecakes when Live at 5 returns.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. News is sponsored by Windsor Jewelers, Just Beds, Rick's Paint and Body, Southern Industries, Hamrick's, and Gerald Jones Auto Group.
If you're hungry, you might want to look away from the screen on this next story. We'll vote caught up with a local artisan cheesecake baker who's crafting some really amazing themed cheesecakes for all of our visitors.
Ariel Page is thrilled to be running her own bakery.
It's the best thing that I've ever done. It's the best leap of faith I've ever taken.
Ever since she opened Ari's Artisan Cheesecake in 2021, she's been designing new cheesecakes for special times of the year. Since it's a big time of year for golf in our area, her bakery is making golf-themed cheesecakes.
All of these are going to be our vanilla bean cheesecakes. They are New York style and they are baked from scratch.
The graham cracker topping looks like sand. Homemade green whipped cream represents grass, and the golf balls are edible.
Our golf balls take about a day to make. We made over 300 white chocolate themed golf balls so far. Our cheesecakes itself take 2 days to bake.
Paige says a lot of time goes into it, but it's worth it.
Everything is truly hand decorated and made from scratch. So whatever you get from us is going to be fresh.
In Evans, we'll vote on your side.
A work of art, but we would definitely eat those, right? Paige says the golf-themed cheesecakes come in 4-inch and mini sizes. They're open through Saturday if you're interested in checking them out. Looking good for this Masters Week, Riley.
Absolutely, and it is Thursday, round one of the Masters, and also a time to announce our latest winner for our Plunkett Heating and Air Sunshade giveaway. Congratulations to Shelton Lewis from Wadley, Georgia. To get your own sunshade, just go to wrdw.com. You can click on contest and enter your email right there. Having a look at the forecast coming up just after the break. You have walked too much, though. We haven't quite seen the line start to stretch up Alexander all the way up the hill, but it's starting to get a little bit more congested out there. Beautiful right now. We'll have a look at the rest of the forecast for you in just a bit.
Riley, thanks. Back to the Masters now, and what a beautiful way to start it off. A great tradition kicking off this year's Masters, the honorary start. Meredith Anderson was there along that famous first fairway this morning, and Meredith, it is always really special to see that. And then afterwards, Tom Watson with some healing words during what is a tough time for professional golf.
He did, Richard. He called professional golf fractured right now, and he says that he hopes the players can find a way to repair it. He is, of course, addressing the situation between the PGA Tour and the LIV Tour. It is a storyline that has become so much more pronounced here at the Masters this year because defending Masters champ Jon Rahm just left the PGA Tour for the LIV Tour in December. Now, Watson specifically talked about the Champions Dinner on Tuesday today, where some of the world's greatest golfers, past and present, shared a room, shared stories, and shared a meal. Watson told us he asked Chairman Fred Ridley if he could say a few words, and he did.
And I got up and I said, I'm looking around the room and I'm seeing just a wonderful experience everybody's having. They're jovial, they're having a great time, they're laughing. I said, ain't it good to be together again? There was a kind of a pall from the joviality. It quieted down, and then Ray Floyd got up, and it was time to leave. And in a sense, I hope that the players themselves took that to say, we have to do something. We have to do something. I know the three of us wanted to get together. We want to get together like we were at that Champions Dinner, happy. Playing, the best players playing against each other. The bottom line is that's what we want in professional golf. And right now we don't have it.
He went on to say that the players, they are the ones in control right now. And he says that he doesn't have the answers. He doesn't think the LIV Tour has the answers or the PGA even has the answers. But he hopes that everyone gets together and finds those answers. He says unity in golf right now is so important. When we think of the Masters tournament, it is always so special to sit back and watch the first-timers experience the magic of this golf course. One patron we talked to, though, might have more history than our honorary starters, if you can believe it. Tommy Baker is at his 71st consecutive Masters tournament today. He is 77 years old, so do the math there. He's been coming to Augusta National since he was 6 years old. His father used to be on the scoring committee, and Baker himself would help out. His favorite players growing up, well, that's Gary Player and Arnold Palmer, of course. But his favorite memory, it wasn't just the golfers.
I want to keep the streak going, which I'm doing, and that's a lot of Masters golf tournaments. I'd go with a Sunday bag, playing the course with a fishing pole in it, and he'd come looking for me when he was ready to go home. And most of the time, he'd find me down at 16 or I guess 16 mostly, fishing and not playing golf. So I missed my chance there.
Fishing on 16. How fun is that? But Richard, I actually hear the fishing is better over on the par 3 course. And President Eisenhower himself was known to drop a line over there.
I think Clifford Roberts might have done a time or two as well. But
think so too.
You know what? Those are simpler times because I don't think it's quite allowed anymore over at Augusta National. But
No.
What an interesting guy. And he looks great. He keeps coming back. And that's what it's all about year after year. Meredith Anderson live for us from Augusta National. You know, transforming a public golf course into a space to teach the next generation of golf course managers, that's what it's all about. And yesterday, the chairman out at Augusta National, Fred Ridley, gave us all an update on that partnership announced last year to turn the patch into a world-class golf course for all of us to play and for students at Augusta Tech to study. Nick Veland live for us, live at 5 at the patch on Highland Avenue. So, Nick, walk us through what is next there at the patch.
Yeah, Richard, well, construction will start here at the patch in 2025 at the beginning of that year. And it's going to be a partnership with Augusta Tech, the First Tee of Augusta, and Augusta National. And they're all putting in their investment into this course right here. And their goal is to make this golf course a world-class facility with multiple different layers. With Augusta Tech, they're going to use the Augusta Municipal Golf Course to grow their golf management program. They've had this program for more than 20 years, and Augusta Tech president says once this program with new ideas is working with the patch, it'll grow their numbers. But also, what Augusta National looks to do with the course is something that'll get the entire community excited about.
Doing something that has really never been done, which is how do you make a municipal golf course a world-class golf course? And so this is really very much unprecedented. I hope the folks in this community are excited about it, knowing that all of that input that they've been giving us is going to be incorporated into a new renovated patch.
And the entire project is going to wrap up in April of 2026. And coming up all new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, I'll have more on Augusta Tech's course offerings with this program and why golf management jobs are in such need right now.
And Nick, I hear if you want to play the old course the way it is now, you have until January to do that because that is when construction is set to begin. Nick Veland for us there live along Highland Avenue. New this evening, SLED charging a 17-year-old with attempted murder for a shooting that happened back in 2022. Authorities were working to capture a murder suspect on Storm Branch Road, that's in Beach Island. One deputy got minor injuries, and now we're learning that Robert McBride is accused of attempting to murder an Aiken County Sheriff's Office deputy. He's facing several charges, including 4 counts of attempted murder. He's in the Aiken County Detention Center now. SLED also announcing charges for 2 men out of Saluda for a murder all the way back in 2018. That's when authorities say 39-year-old James Kennard was killed on the 19th of October. 24-year-old Earl Valentine now charged with murder and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. 30-year-old Derek Cyrus Jr. also charged with accessory after the fact to murder.
Well, we do look dry heading into the final rounds of the Masters, but it is going to stay windy for round 2. Have a look at that full forecast next.
Time and Temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team. Introducing the First Alert Radar.
And more with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today. Patio enclosure.
Let's get another traffic check from Washington Road as this opening round is still underway at Augusta National. This is Washington near Alexander Drive. Traffic beginning to pick up out there probably this time of day, but do watch out for pedestrians. Give yourself more time to get where you're going this evening, and especially this evening right around sunset when play finally ends at the National. We're going to have a lot more pedestrians crossing Washington Road right as it's getting dark, Riley. So that's something we don't normally have to contend with, but we will today.
Absolutely, Richard. You can see the trees just swaying around there in that shot there on Washington Road. So wind's going to continue to be a factor on the roadways. Give those high-profile vehicles plenty of room. They can definitely be shifted around with these gusts that we're seeing up to 30 right now in Augusta. And late spring, early summer, close to 90 by next Thursday.
If you're getting scammed on Facebook, getting a lot of robocalls, or your Facebook page may need some spring cleaning. I'm Jamie Tucker. Coming up, we're going to go all Marie Kondo on your Facebook profile.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. Visit the all-new river on the Aiken-Augusta Highway.
It is the season for spring cleaning, but you can tidy up more than just your home. Our consumer tech reporter Jamie Tucker explains it's also a good time to clean up the places you spend most of your time online.
What the Tech, sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School.
If you spend a lot of time on Facebook, or maybe you just occasionally scroll, it could be why you're getting scammed and getting a lot of robocalls. Your Facebook page may need some spring cleaning, so let's get to it.
Now, Facebook has a tool to get started with Privacy Checkup. It will help keep a lot of your information private. And it's important to know that if you post something publicly, like photos, updates, location, that sort of thing, anyone can see it, even people who aren't on Facebook. I suggest making your post visible only to friends or friends of friends. Facebook has your phone number, but you should keep it private, visible only to you. If anyone can see your phone number, it might explain why you're getting more robocalls. Look through your friends list. See anyone you don't know? Unfriend them. Even if you have mutual friends, a lot of these are fake or spam accounts. Remember, if you decline a friend request, they can still follow your public posts. Now, to check, go to your profile page and click followers. If you don't know them and if they have no information or posts, block them. Clean up your list of groups and pages you follow. If you haven't looked for them in the past year, unsubscribe or leave the group. And it's a good time to review websites and apps you've signed up for using your Facebook login. These companies and apps have access to your Facebook information. Just go to Settings and Privacy, Your Activity, and then Apps and Websites, and remove any you don't use.
It's important to remember everything Facebook knows about you and who it shares that information with. These minor changes can make it harder for hackers to scam you or clone your Facebook page. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
All right, thank you for those tips, Jamie. Remember, for the final rounds of the Masters, it's going to be beautiful sunshine sticking around through the weekend, and even tomorrow will be sunny, just a little bit windy. Now, look at the forecast just after the break.
News 12's
Welcome back, folks. Want to give you just a quick traffic update. If you're in North Augusta, we actually are looking at all northbound lanes of the Edgefield Highway near the Palmetto Parkway connector there in North Augusta. It is closed due to a vehicle fire, so just a heads up. Right near Highway 25, Edgefield Highway, and I-520, the Palmetto Parkway there in North Augusta for a vehicle fire, so just try to avoid that area if you can. There's a live look outside of our studios. This is Riverwatch Parkway, and then the road you're seeing going up towards the top right of your screen, that's Alexander, and you can see the traffic now starting to single file down the hill there, and we are likely going to see this traffic continue to pick up over the next couple of hours. Wind's going to stay breezy over the next several hours. You can see it gusting outside, and looking ahead to a very windy Friday too.
And there is much more news ahead after the break with live coverage from Augusta National. We'll be right back with more.
This is not you.